Ghana versus Panama. Let's talk about it. Greetings, family, and welcome back to the Diaspora Gateway. Listen, if you've been thinking seriously about your exit plan, then you've probably asked yourself this question as we discussed in the previous video. Should I go to Ghana or should I go somewhere like Panama? We talked about Panama and Ecuador in the previous video. So let me say this up front. This is not about which country is better, okay? This is about which country is better for you, okay? That's what we're going to discuss. So because one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is trying to follow someone else's path instead of building their own way. We really should be asking ourselves, what is it that we want to do, right? So now over like the past few weeks, there has been a shift in conversation. And so that's why I'm talking about other countries outside of Africa, right? So many people who once focused solely on Africa, especially Ghana, are now asking, I have people asking me, what are my other options? Okay. And that's a valid question because I'm going to say, look, preparation is not about being emotional. I always say that. And like I tell my granddaughter, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, right? So preparation is about being informed. Let's talk about it. Honestly, strategically, and without any hype is how I like to discuss it, okay? So let's start with Ghana because I love Ghana. Ghana is not just a relocation, guys. I know Ghana it is a return, right? That's not hype. It carries cultural, historical, spiritual weight, especially for those in the diaspora. That was me, all of the above. What does Ghana have to offer? It does have a pathway to citizenship, a growing diaspora community, the cultural alignment and identity, like that whole restoration cannot be denied. And then a sense of belonging that many people have never experienced before. And that was a personal thing for me. Okay. So, but let's be real. Ghana also requires some adjusting. Okay. So you're not stepping into a different system, right? I mean, you are stepping into a different system, an entirely different system. So things may not move at the pace you're used to. Little snail thing going on. So infrastructure of business, that whole process. And daily living will require some flexibility. You're going to have to be flexible if Ghana is your choice. So Ghana is not just a move, it is a commitment. And for a lot of people, it's spiritual. And that's what it was for me. My soul just aligned there. Okay. Let's talk about Panama. Panama is very different. Panama offers ease. If you're looking for something easy to ease into, familiarity, very structure. So someone that needs structure. You have like a stable economy there. I would say the economy is more stable, modern infrastructure. They have a strong banking system and residency pathways like the Friendly Nations visa. Okay, Friendly Nations visa. Look into that. So Panama is very attractive because of the transition, right? It feels smoother for a lot of people, and some people that's what they want, and that's okay. You don't feel like you have to relearn life in some ways. Okay. Um, so now I guess the real question becomes, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? If you are seeking cultural reconnection, a deeper sense of identity, um, a long-term like return to the continent, like a long-term return, then Ghana may align with you. Everything about me, for me, it lined up. When I went to Africa, it just lined up. Ghana was it. But before that, I told you guys, I was looking at Ecuador. Okay. So, but if you are seeking, I would say ease of transition, stability, structure, a softer landing outside of the United States, then Panama may be a better fit for you. It just may be. Check out the video I made previous to this about some of the information on Panama. Okay. And here, look, this is the truth. Most people won't say Ghana is purpose. It's purpose, but Panama would be more convenience. Okay. Neither one is wrong. Let me bring this home. Okay. I've told you guys, and everyone knows, this is the Diaspora Gateway. The first place I'm working with is Ghana. So for me, Ghana was the right choice. But that, of course, does not mean that it's the right choice for everyone. And I think we need to normalize that conversation, okay? Because too many people feel um, pressured to follow what they see online instead of doing what's aligned for their life. You know, what's lining up with your life? You know, that would be a question I would ask myself. So this is the Diaspora Gateway. It's this. This is the very reason why I'm here. Okay, not to tell you where to go, but I'm here to help you understand your options, so you can make a strategic decision. Okay. Let me just say this as well. No matter what country you choose, preparation is always going to be required. That's number one. You've got to prepare regardless to where you decide. Okay. So we talked a little bit about that previously, but what does that look like? It's having all of your documents in order, understanding your visa and residency pathways, uh, your financial readiness, and a clear plan. Not just a desire to leave. You need a plan. That's why I tell people to go on over to my stand store, the links in my bio, and look at the assessment I have there to see how ready you are. Because leaving without a plan creates new problems. New problems. But when you leave with a strategy, it creates freedom. And so that's why the Diaspora Gateway is here to help you with that. Okay. So now before you go, I want to ask you something. Are you learning more? Are you leaning, more towards Ghana or Panama? That's a question, a real question. Drop it in the comments for me. Uh, I read them. I do. I respond, and it helps guide what I create next for you. Okay. So, and if this video gave you clarity, then do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who's been talking about leaving but hasn't made a plan yet, right? Because we're not just talking, we're building here. We're building strategy here. Okay. I'm telling you, click the link in my bio, go over and check out the free assessment to see where you are in your readiness to be able to leave. I also have a guide over there, your exit plan, your personal exit plan, right? And in my next video, I'm going to even go deeper. We're going to talk about why I personally chose Ghana and what you need to consider before making that decision. It is not for the weak. It is not for everyone. Don't believe all the hype, okay? Because there are things people don't say publicly, and we're going to talk about them right here. We're going to talk about them on this channel. So you have more options than you think, right? And the question is, are you preparing strategically? Okay, that's what's important. You want to make sure that you are doing all the things. Okay, this is the Diaspora Gateway, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.